Welcome back, guys. Automotive Inquiries here. Had a request to do a video of the Nissan Pathfinder 2022 versus the Kia Telluride. So, a little background on us. We bought a first generation Kia Telluride when they first came out. They were kind of hard to find, but the wife loved that look of that thing. So we bought it. We drove it for about 2.5 years. Overall, we were pretty pleased with it. We decided at one point they did an update for the navigation, and it had changed the whole usability of it. We weren't fond of that, so I found a fix for it. I have a couple of videos on it, so if you have a Palisade or a Telluride and want to get that navigation back up and running, I have videos on how to do that. But fix that, and it made it usable again, because it just kind of stopped working, but it didn't work great. And then we fast forward through over those years, my wife had noticed an odor in there that we weren't all that fond of. It was actually pretty off-putting, and you know, we just couldn't nail it down what it was. We cleaned the car, did a bunch of research, come to find out it was an issue with Palisades and Tellurides from that era with the light colored interiors, where indeed they had like a chemical smell. No fix for it. Replace headrest, that didn't work. And then they decided, well, maybe you just get a funnel and dump Febreze down the headrest holes. Yeah, I'm not into that. So we decided to start looking. Well, we couldn't really find anything that my wife was enamored with. She drove several different Explorer and whatnot, and we drove the new Nissan Pathfinder, and she really enjoyed the car itself. And we found one in her color, and we went and worked up a deal, and we're almost ready to trade the Telluride off, and the dealer sold it out from underneath us and then tried to slide us into another one that wasn't anything like what she wanted, thinking they could make two car deals happen at once. So she decided, oh, I'll just hold on to my Telluride. Well, after driving that for a few more days and everything, that odor was giving me headaches and everything, so we just decided maybe we'll look at selling it. Well, we ended up selling it for more than we bought it for, because Tellurides are still in high demand, so you're going to pay a little bit more for them and everything like that. I do believe the newer ones have fixed the odor issue. I don't know, we didn't check. So what had happened was I needed a commuter, so I ended up liking the Pathfinder so much just during that test drive that I went and got one in red, in an SL package, and leased it. Because what better than a long-term test drive? Well, after we've had it now for about 6 months, we love the car so much, my parents ended up buying one. They traded in their older Acadia and got a Nissan Pathfinder. So the SL trim is very similar to the EX trim on the Telluride. You know, you get the 360 cameras and everything like that. The only camera mode this doesn't have compared to the SX was when you turn on your blinker, it kind of showed you your blind spot towards your rear tires. That was pretty neat, but you know, not a big deal. Overall fit and finish of the Nissan Pathfinder is beyond excellent. I mean, the materials they used in here, the cabin comfort and quietness is excellent. We did notice a weird wind noise, if you will, towards the rear passenger doors, but I guess that was a common issue, so other than just having to hear it, there was nothing anybody could do about it. So we didn't really have any other issues with the Telluride, other than, like I said, just overall quality isn't what this truck is, and considering we paid probably about $10,000 less for this same version of this truck, pretty awesome. So the SL is going to give you analog gauges with a little splash of LCD screen in there, soft point materials everywhere, automatic up and down windows on all the windows, heated steering wheel, heated seats, not air conditioned seats, which we're okay with that, navigation, standard radio, tons of other stuff. We do like, it was a little bit, you know, to get used to this little drive selector, but it's actually pretty cool. It's perfect height for somebody that just likes to keep their hand there, and then the storage underneath it is awesome. Good size console and everything like that. When it comes to fuel economy, the Telluride and the Pathfinder are about the same. None of these get great fuel economy. They're naturally aspirated motors, just 8 and 9 speed transmissions, being 8 in the Telluride, 9 in this one, but this one is very smooth and it's very powerful, even though it's hypothetically a little bit less powerful than the Atkins motor that's in the Telluride. This one is very powerful, handles excellent, and it does have a more robust all-wheel drive system. So when you want to go, I guess, off-roading-esque, not like a Rubicon, but you want to go, climb just a real simple road up in the mountains to get to a trail or something. This is more robust, so it can handle a little bit more. Yeah, overall, it's a great quality fit and finish in here. And the rear seats have good leg room. We had the captain's chairs in the Telluride. This one has the bench, because for me, when I was leasing, I was like, well, I want the bench seat, because if we need to lay the seats down, or if we had people to haul around, we could, put 3 in the middle and not have to put up the back seats, because the third row in just about every SUV is pretty much useless, although, it can be, used for smaller humans. And, the Telluride did have a little bit more third row leg room, and it was a true 3-seater back there, but so is this one. So you can put 3 little humans back there and 3 in the middle, and pretty much equal it out. Now, I do believe what's also cool about the Nissan Pathfinder over the Telluride is the Telluride's popularity made it everywhere all the time. And just in our own neighborhood, there was 3 white ones just like the one we had, and it was like, oh, okay. Well, some of the ambiance of having a new car is to not see it literally everywhere. So the Nissan Pathfinder, though, even though it's been out now for a couple years, it's in true Nissan fashion. It's just not as oversold brand. And so you don't see this car everywhere. So it's, it's just nice to have something that's a little bit more unique. But other than that, the safety tech works really well. It's not intrusive. The Telluride's wasn't intrusive either. Some cars like the Subaru, man, it's annoying. It's really, really annoying. But, when it comes to getting around the snow, this car does really well. The only issue we had is this mirror up here, which has been changed for 23. Doesn't want to work all the time for the home link at the house, but it works 90% of the time. The new one is frameless. My parents have an SL. It's frameless and it has the buttons on the bottom, and then it has a actual wireless charger down there, which is really cool. Other than that, it's been pretty good. The system right here on the maps is pretty clear, pretty intuitive. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, it works about the same in every car, but it is wired in this one, and it is wireless Apple, wired Android. So that is what it is. But we don't use it. We like the basically the OEM navigation and everything like that. And then for the most part, we don't need that. We can hit audio. Pretty simple screen here. Doesn't blur out in the light of the sun, so that's okay. So we can get rid of that. We can go to the menu screen here, and you can configure all of this stuff up. It's not the biggest screen in the world, but it's very simple to use, easy to configure, and everything like that. But all in all, we do like everything about the car. When it comes to term the lease, we won't buy this one because it doesn't make a lot of sense based on the residual values. But again, just the testament of how much we did like it. My parents ended up buying one in the white in the same trim package. Where my wife decides to buy, or what she decides to buy, I'm going to leave that up to her. But we really enjoy this car. I think being a Nissan, the quality's there. I think being a Nissan, the reliability, and probably the resale eventually is going to be there. So when we put it head to head and just give my honest opinions, I'd buy this every day over that. But in 20, this version of the Pathfinder was not out yet. It was the old version with the CVT in it and stuff like that, and that is a complete night and day difference. I wouldn't buy a CVT at all. So I hope this helps, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.